All right. Good afternoon. My name is Ross with SiteRight. Today we're going to go over how to create custom columns for your data views in Facebook Ads Manager. So usually when you start out, you will have this column option selected, the performance default. There's nothing necessarily wrong with this, but there's definitely ways to optimize the way you look at the data, so that way you can make better decisions on how to optimize your ads moving forward. So this is the way that I like to have my columns set up, and this is how I usually will recommend other people to have their columns set up too. So to start, we're just gonna, before we get ahead of ourselves, so click to create a custom columns. You're gonna click columns performance right up here. And you're going to come down, scroll down. You won't be able to see all these. These are all other ones that I've made in the past. But if you click customize columns right here, this will bring up this new window where you can see all the different options that Facebook allows you to select for these different columns. So to get started, we're just going to get rid of a bunch of these. So we start with a clean slate. Okay, so starting off with a campaign name, that's definitely important, as you can see over here. That's definitely going to be the main one to have first. Delivery, that's going to show whether the status of the ad is active or if it's paused or rejected or something like that. The next one that we're going to add is amount spent. Is just as it sounds, the amount that has been spent on the ad or the campaign or the ad set, depending on which level you're looking at it as. The next one, so this is where I like to have something a little bit different than other people. So I like to have the most important data right up front. So to me, that's purchase ROAS, because I want to see how the ads are doing in overall return on my ad spend. I like to uncheck these because that way it makes the column views a little bit more simpler. If you check these boxes, it adds another section. However, all of the purchases that we're going to be doing on this website are going to be website purchases. There's no mobile app purchases. So just leave both of those unchecked. After purchase ROAS, we're going to look at unique purchases. So unique purchases is a little bit different than total purchases because it's only going to track their first purchase. So it's like only single customers every time. Again, uncheck this mobile app purchases. Then next is going to be cost per purchase. And we want cost per unique purchase to continue with this flow of unique. And that's going to continue throughout this whole data column set. Is we're going to focus on unique, because once someone comes into our funnel visualized like this, once someone enters the funnel up top here and gets partially through this process, the idea is you continue to retarget them over and over and over, so that way every time you retarget them, they essentially kind of move down this funnel, to at which point eventually they end up making this purchase. So cost per unique purchase. Then we're going to kind of go back to the start of the funnel. So again, I like to have this data up front. If we followed the rest of the flow of how we're going to organize our columns, which is essentially mimicking this, the purchase ROAS stuff would come way down here. However, I'm putting it up here because when I'm looking at my ads manager and my data, I just like to see that stuff really quickly. So moving back, we're going to add reach. It's going to be our next one. And then right after reach, we're going to add impressions. And so this is kind of those first top level things. So before a visitor enters a website, the ad needs to reach and be shown to people on the platforms. And that's indicative of reach impressions metrics. After impressions, we want to do CPM, which is cost per 1,000 impressions. This is a good metric that's kind of like a catch-all metric that you can use to compare different campaigns or different ad sets against each other. After CPM, we're going to go for unique link clicks. This is one of my favorite metrics just because it shows exactly how many people are clicking the link, getting to the website, because that's our goal, is to get people to the website. So then we're going to go cost per unique link click, and then unique CTR, link click-through rate, this one. So unique link clicks, cost per unique link clicks, and unique CTR, link click-through rate. Then we've got add to cart. So after someone clicks the link, they're gonna enter the website. So now, after they click the website or click the link to get to the website, we're gonna need to show that they saw something on the website. And so usually that's right here. So that's product pages, visitors. And so what we can do here is we can basically add the same thing, which is called content views. And so we're going to do the same thing, unique cost, and we can put in value in here. This is one I don't usually put in here, but for the sake of this, we're going to toss her in here. And this will make sense in a second when I add the other ones. All right, so content views, unique content view conversion value, and cost per unique content view. So each of these three is this next section in our funnel right here. This is going to kind of represent this chunk of the funnel right here. Content view conversion value is an interesting metric because this allows you to see kind of how much of this value is being dropped off at each point, rather than a kind of arbitrary number just like a random metric. Like this assigns it to a dollar value, which is good to make. It makes it easier to make sense sometimes. So cost per unique content view, and then we're going to go to add carts. So add to cart, we want unique add to cart, add to cart conversion value, and unique cost. Uncheck. Okay, so this section, unique add to carts, add to cart conversion value, and cost per unique add to cart, that's going to represent this chunk right here. So each chunk is going to get a little bit smaller as people move down the conversion, and people kind of are like, oh yeah, I don't want this product at this point, or whatever. So after, and we can just follow this. So after add to carts, we can go here. So this says fill out shipping and billing information. So that's initiate checkout. So we're same thing. Go over back here. Initiate checkout. Unique value, unique cost. Oh my gosh, my stomach is rumbling. Okay, checkout's initiated. That's good. So, I mean, just to reiterate, so now we're here. And so now I hope this makes sense. Like the point of setting up your data columns like this is to be able to visualize it like this in your head, and then carry through that visualization to the columns that you're looking at in here. And if you don't have this visualization in your head, it can be really difficult to kind of understand on a broad overview, like kind of what's going on with your ads when all these columns are just showing you numbers that might not make sense at first. So I'm hoping that by setting it up like this, it'll allow you to understand and kind of visualize this whole system a little bit better to then help you make better decisions to optimize your ads moving forward. Okay, so to get back to, we're almost done. So cost per unique initiate checkout. Cost per unique checkout initiated is where we're at. And then we could, so essentially we actually kind of are done actually. Because the purchase stuff is up front up here. So as it stands right now, the way the columns up here are set up is like this little section is just up here. And thinking about that now, that might be super confusing to people, but I'm hoping it's not too confusing. You know what we could do. So that's what that is right now. But what we'll do is we'll just move everything down to the bottom here, and then we'll make it exactly like that example. So that way it's not confusing. Purchase ROAS. Okay, so unique purchases. I think we need purchase conversion value. Yep. Excuse me. Okay, and we're going to put the rows at the very bottom. All right, so we got unique purchases, cost per unique purchase, purchase conversion value, purchase ROAS. Cool. All right, so we're going to save this as preset, and we're just going to go master. Let's do custom columns. So I'll just call it something like that. All right. So we're gonna hit apply. Okay, so now you can see it says it's coming up right here. And if we look at now, the columns are gonna match what we have. So delivery, all these are off, obviously. Amount spent, reach, impressions, unique link clicks. I'm not gonna read them all, but you can see. Boom, boom, boom. All the way down. So now the way this is set up exactly mimics this funnel. The left side over here corresponds with this little section right here. So right here corresponds right here. Product pages corresponds with the content views section. Then add to carts, then conversion, then initiate checkouts, and then purchases. So I hopefully that helps people out a lot. We'll go into some other stuff in the next video about like what all this stuff means, but basically I just wanted to get this out there. Like this is like one of the first big steps. Like if I was to work with you or on your account, like if I was to give you advice, this is one of the first things I would advise you to do is to create a custom column views setup like this, just so that when I come in to look at the account or the view, it's easy for me to understand kind of exactly where the account is at and how to optimize it moving forward. So yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to join our Discord, link in the description below. I'm hanging out there pretty much all day, every day. Feel free to join and ask me a question. Yeah, have a good day.